Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Angie. This is New Path Tarot. And today we're going to pick some cards from two different Colette Baron read decks, and then I'm going to do some tarot to supplement the reading too. I'm going to select your cards right now for you to pick your piles. These are just the intro cards. They may or may not have any kind of bearing on the actual messages themselves. I'm going to shuffle it again for pile 3. Yeah. I'm not feeling that one either. Sorry, I'm being picky for pile 3 apparently. There we go. That's the one. Okay, so I'm going to tell you your 3 cards by numbers, and that way you're not going to be biased on what the message is. So you can use your intuitive gifts to help you select which number is the best pile for you. You can close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just listen to the numbers. And then use your intuition to tell you which number is strongest suited for you at this time. Keep in mind there may be more than one pile that speaks to you, and or you could return to the video at a later time and find that maybe one of the other numbers speaks to you at a later time. That's what's the beauty of these timeless readings. So your first number is 26. Pile 2 is 63. Pile 3, 21. 26, 63, 21. I always feel when I'm doing these that it's like I'm picking lottery numbers or something, or I'm calling out the lottery numbers for you guys. Okay, so now that I've said the numbers, I am going to show you a preview of them, but make sure you've selected your pile, or at least you're very gravitationally pulled to one of them before you get biased on which of these cards is yours. Okay, so pile 126 is gathering around, the power of community. Has little, looks like fairy beings, and it's in the forest. Pile 2, winter's dream, gestation period. And pile 3, first breath, beginner's mind. And these are from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, by the way, if you like them. Let me hold up all 3 just really quickly, and then I'll move on to pile 1. So you can skip to your pile if you already want to. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just keep you here so you can skip to your timestamp if you want to skip to the beginning. I'm going to pick some more cards from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck for pile 1, but I'm also going to be using Oracle of the 7 Energies for you guys, and regular tarot cards too. So we have Overflow, Overwhelm, and Plenty. It's a really pretty card too, isn't it? Card 43, Overflow. So gathering around, the power of community, and overflow. I'm already starting to compile some messages here. Let's get one more from this deck. I'm probably going to select the cards before I start spouting out messages. The farther gate, bold step forward. Bold step forward, the farther gate. Card 55. Okay, so there's those. Now let's do the 7 Energies cards. Okay, first of all, we have the Royal You. I get this card all the time, by the way, when I'm pulling for myself. And you also got Endless Possibilities and Willing Release. Okay, and the numbers on those cards, in case you're interested, are 16, 38, and 49. And now let me get your tarot cards. But I will tell you, while I'm shuffling these, that the Endless Possibilities and the Overflow definitely feel connected. And Willing Release and the Farther Gate feel connected. and gathering around and the royal you. It's like they're gathering around the royal you. Ooh, Five of Swords. That's a conflict card. It's interesting. Temperance reversed. Okay. One more. And Queen of Swords reversed. This is what I'm getting, is that your pile in particular, at this time that you're listening, or whenever you listen in the future, if you're returning to it especially, I feel like you need a reset, and that's what all these positive cards are talking about, with willing release, overwhelm, and plenty. It's funny because the overwhelm and plenty actually feels like it's the message is supposed to be that you have enough of everything and like everything's great. But I'm getting a different message with overwhelm, is that you're overwhelmed. So there's probably a lot going on in your life right now and or coming up, and you're kind of wondering, how am I going to deal with all this? Am I even able to deal with this? And what I'm getting is overwhelmingly, yes, you will be able to deal with everything that's coming to you. Even if you don't know exactly what is coming to you yet, but you just kind of sense it, or you know it's on the horizon, I am positive that you will be able to handle whatever it is that is thrown at you at this time and in the future. So here's something that, you know, if you're sitting here going, well, I already have a lot, I don't know how I'm going to handle more, you're going to have to basically tackle one thing at a time and just start with something, and literally pat yourself on the back for accomplishing that one thing, even if it's a small thing. So if you're like, I did this one thing and got it done, and it was the smallest thing ever, still, you did it. Give yourself a pat on the back. Because I think as adults, we get to the point where we do that with kids, but we don't do that with ourselves. And a lot of people would probably laugh at or judge an adult patting themselves on the back for small accomplishments. But I'm of the mind that we're nurturing our inner children. And I did talk about this on my last video for the last pile, was inner children stuff. So I've been doing a lot of inner child work lately, and so have people that I work with. And so I think that it's just a theme right now. And it's a theme that we all hear about a lot, but do we actually ever do anything with it, or is it just something like self-care where we go, yeah, I know I'm supposed to be doing this. So I'm basically giving you just another technique of how to embrace your inner child, which is treat yourself like a child in the way you appreciate yourself and congratulate yourself for the things that you accomplish and get done. Because if you don't do it, no one else will. And so we have to be our own child and parent to ourselves. Next message is with the whole power of community thing. I feel like if you don't already have a solid group or network of people, friends, allies, like-minded people, things like that, that's something that you need to work on or restore. Maybe reach out to some people that you've lost connections with, because the word community can be like a local thing, like around where you're at right now in life, but it could also be a future message. Like one of my long-term goals is having a conscious community. So I know that I'm not the only one. I hear people that I do readings for talk about it. I know that a lot of you guys watching are interested in that and or are wanting to do that, have done it, are doing it. You know, everybody's in different stages of it. The biggest difference is pretty much location. Like, where are you at currently? Where do you want to be? And so we're talking, I guess, manifestation as well. I think with the Queen of Swords reversed, she's out of her power right now. So that it's talking about, like, if a queen is reversed, that means she's not able to be queenly. You know, she's not able to lead. She's not able to make proper decisions. She feels like limited and not in her full authority. So that's what happens when you're overwhelmed. I'm picturing a queen at her desk with a bunch of papers on it that she has to go through and file and do a bunch of things. And that's not normally how she is. Normally, the desk is clear and people come in and ask her to make decisions and she's on it like this. But right now, she's like struggling and saying, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. And then she forgets and misses a deadline and all this sort of thing. So the gathering around and the overflow makes me think of like clutter or just things that need to be dealt with, basically. And so anytime I see temperance reversed, I always go, uh-oh. So, uh-oh for self-care. That's one of those keywords that I brought up earlier, that it just means something or some things are being neglected for the person that I'm doing the reading for, because other things are taking priority. But what are the other things, and are they actually getting dealt with, or is it just that other things are gathering? Bold step forward, endless possibilities. I really feel like you've got something that you're able to do. Maybe you're just afraid to step forward into that. Maybe you're holding yourself back. So whether you already know what it is yet or not, or you're not willing to step forward to the threshold to find out what that thing is that is your bigger, higher calling. Like, sure, you're supposed to do your everyday life stuff, but there's more to it than that too. And what is it that is that thing that you're meant to do? And do you already know what it is yet or not? Or is it just too far beyond that you are still, it's like you know about it, but you don't know what it is? All right, so one more tarot card to see if there's any residual messages. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up there. Ooh, Three of Swords reversed. So the Three of Swords in the reverse position generally is a better than upright message, because it is implying that it's a past energy, or it's something that you're already working through, but you just have a little bit more to go. But usually it has to do with heartbreak. It has to do with something from your past, like grief, sadness, something lurking that still affects you to this day. Potentially there's some depression here with your pile. Remember, this is a general reading, so how would I know? But I'm just saying that's what came through intuitively that some of you might have, that you're dealing with, and that is causing some of the issues that I talked about earlier in the video. So if those things are applying to you, and it's possible you already know about this anyway, so it's not like it's a surprise, it's more just confirmation or validation, then I can just tell you that dealing with it would go great strides for you, so that you can actually be in the Queen of Swords upright position and the whole royal you stepping through to take over, basically, is what I'm feeling. So I want to give you a little boost of inspiration, read to you the Royal You from Colette's book, the guidebook that comes with the deck. If this is boring to you, then you don't have to stick around, because this is the last thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to give any more messages. So, the Royal You. Do you know what it means to express personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold to your inner sense of worth and integrity, secure in your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and that nothing outside you can challenge your authentic self, the hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It is important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth. What is the mark of a true sovereign? That's that Five of Swords, is staying out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. And then obviously connected to the Queen of Swords is the Royal You message overall. That Queen of Swords reverse coming out. And then, you know, like it's talking about challenges, like I had talked about before. I know I said I wasn't going to give any more messages, and I'm kind of not giving a message per se, but it just made me think of it. When it said you are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. I've heard about this for many years, and it comes across my path sometimes, this whole idea of you are the creator of your own universe kind of thing. And it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that, in the fact that this is a collective planet with all these people in it. So how much am I really the ruler of my own awareness? Like, yes, I can control the things in my bubble, but I can't control literally everything. But it's this idea that our subconscious mind is more in control than our conscious mind, and it goes really deep. So it's just something that you might want to look into for yourself as well, because sometimes I delve into it just for the idea of entertaining it. It's a really big concept, and there's a lot to it. But yes, I think that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. If you found this was helpful, please feel free to like this video for yourself, and return to it later if you so choose, to either listen to this message again to see how far you've come since listening to it the first time, or pick a different pile and see how that applies to you too. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you there. Keep in mind, I do offer private readings, so you can go to my website and book if you want a one-on-one reading. They're very specific. They're not like this, where it's very generalized, because I don't know who's listening. I have an imaginary audience when I do these YouTube videos. But when I do personal readings, they're, specific to you, and we have like a discussion that goes back and forth. So we're able to really dig in and fine-tune some things. So just keep that in mind. That's available to you as well for now. And I hope you guys have the great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey Pile 2, what's up? You guys picked Winter's Dream, Gestation Period. And I'm going to select 2 more cards from this card deck to go with this one. So just bear with me real quick while I do that. Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Realms. Ooh, I like that. And Magician's Sword, Confidence in Your Magic. Okay. So the cards are 63, 52, and 37 for those 3. And then I'm picking from another deck to get more messages. We got a higher view, card 41. I'll show you the cards in a moment. Card 37 from another deck, so you got two 37s. The Oracle's Gift. Card 12, Bearing Fruit. Okay, so let me put these to the side. Okay, this card was just hanging out, so I feel like I went and looked at it like, okay, where is this from? Is this from pile 1? And it's not. It's Horned Cactus, Resourcefulness, card 29. I'm going to apply it to you guys because it was just sitting over there. It's weird. And then 3 tarot cards to start with. And then we'll get started. The 6 of Cups. This is, that's not 6, that's 9. Never mind. I was like, this totally doesn't look like 6 of Cups. It looks like 9 of Cups. But I also sometimes mess up my Roman numeral numbers. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Bright. And 7 of Wands. Okay. To get started, let's go with showing you your cards from the first one. So you've already seen your Winter's Dream. I'm going to put that to the side. Let me show you this cool cactus one. It has a face in the cactus. I think they all... Oh no, that was a different deck I was thinking of. That all the cards have faces in them. Magician's Sword. Straddling Worlds. I call it Dream Walking. Wandering Between Realms. This is important because your group... I'll show you the other cards really quick too. Bearing Fruit. The Oracle's Gift. The Higher View. A higher view. A higher view going with when you're in a gestation period sometimes, like when it feels like you're waiting for something and you're not even sure what you're waiting for. You're like, you feel like you're on hold or on pause or what's next. It's like a really agitated kind of feeling. It's like, I know, I just want to know everything. I want to do more. I want to learn more. Well, your group in particular, I'm going to tell you what I would do if I were you. I would go to the dream world. I would work on astral projection. I would work on meditating with the purpose of directing it toward the energy body and the physical body and that difference between. Because when we're awake, our energy body and our physical body are intertwined 100%. But when we're sleeping and we're dreaming, the energy body detaches from the physical body and goes and has experiences and comes back. Well, when you're astral projecting, that is what you're doing on purpose, but your mind is aware and purposely doing this. So that's what I'm getting for you guys, is that if you're in a period of time right now where you don't know what's next spiritually, or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, or you're just kind of waiting, or something's stirring but you're in a hold period, or any of those kind of things, this is definitely a huge sign from the universe that you're supposed to be working on this. And especially if you have come across astral projection but you just haven't started it yet, or like you want to, it's like something that's interested you. You just haven't done it yet. You don't know where to start, that sort of thing. If you already know how to do it, you've fallen behind or haven't been doing it much, then resume your practice. But if you literally just don't even know where to start, you can contact me. I have it on my website, maybe not as astral projection per se, but I think I might have it as like a one-on-one teaching kind of thing. Because I have it as like teaching how to read tarot, but it's really teaching how to read anything or how to do any type of spiritual skill. Maybe I should add astral projection on there just because it's something that I teach workshops for in person. So why not offer it as a one-on-one? Because this is your pile and this is like the message that I'm getting to tell you. I'm going to say, I'll give you some techniques right now, just some minor ones to get you started. Technique number 1, before beginning astral projection, you have to be well rested, because otherwise your mind and your body are needing the sleep more than they're needing the astral experience. So you're not going to remember it. You're not going to remember the whole process of separating from your body and going into the astral and then coming back. You probably do this all the time. In fact, I know you do. We all do. But we don't always retain it. We don't remember it. So you are going to want to be well rested, which means to take a nap if you're able to. So then you take a nap during the day. Make sure you have it dark and everything and free of distractions. I use a sound machine in my room to block out external noises like traffic and things like that. And once you feel like you're waking up, don't wake yourself up fully. Don't allow yourself to wake up. Don't get out of bed or anything. Hopefully you don't have to go to the bathroom or whatever. Hopefully you can just lay there and not be distracted by anything in your physical body. Because what you want to do is try to fall back asleep again, except this time you're doing it for the purpose of astral projecting. So it's the same exact process. You literally just go back to sleep again, all over again. But this time, as you're falling asleep, you don't let yourself fall asleep. And if you notice you're not falling asleep, then you have to just keep trying until you do. Because eventually you will. Your mind will quiet down enough to go back to sleep. It might not be a deep sleep. It might not be like needed sleep, but that's the point. You're not doing it to sleep. You're doing it to have an astral experience. So you do this, and then this time when you go into the sleep, you're going to be having visions that your mind should be aware of at that time. So that's the goal, at least. That's the idea, is that your mind will be awake, even if your body is asleep. So once you get to that point, there's more techniques such as walking the line, like straddling worlds, wandering between realms. That's actually a technique that I teach. There's the rollout method. There's the trampoline method that I teach. Those are 2 that I have come up with that help you get out of your physical body into the astral dimensions. But that's where we go one-on-one to assess where you're at and to get you there in the first place. Plus, then we also have to talk about lucid dreaming, because lucid dreaming is usually a precursor for astral, unless you just skip all the way to astral, which does happen, and then people are confused. And they're like, wait a minute. So, anyways, I'm going to pick one more tarot card, see if there's any additional messages for your pile. The Chariot. The Chariot is an astral projection card. I know it might not look like it on the regular tarot decks because what it's supposed to, or should I say, I don't know what it's called, but it's that round thing that it's like a bunch of wheels. That is what it is. It's a bunch of wheels that are like rings that all circle around each other. You see it in sci-fi movies all the time. It depends on how complex it is. I think it like one will go one way, one will go the other, another will go another way, and it'll rotate. That is a time traveling device, but AKA you'll see it as astral projection wheel of like transportation basically. So sometimes people meditate with that wheel around them and that chariot to get you from this world to that world. It's not a bad idea to add that technique in. I didn't give it because it wasn't really relevant like to this general reading, but on a one-on-one that is a technique to use. The, what is it called? the wheel of Metatron, I think. I might be wrong on that, but whether it's the wheel of Metatron or Metatron's something, Metatron's wheel, something like that, if you look it up then you'll see what I'm talking about, also known as the Chariot, and you got that card. So I really think your group in particular would be highly benefited by astral projection. I hope that, you know, this whole reading didn't feel like it was like trying to sell you on it, but it kind of was supposed to. So I'm going to leave you guys on that note. Remember, your cards are really powerful. Magician's Sword, Resourcefulness, the Gestation Period, Wandering Between Realms, Bearing Fruit, the Oracle's Gift, and a Higher View. I'm going to read to you guys the Oracle's Gift, actually, from the Seven Energies book. Think about the higher view is talking about not from this world, but from the astral world. Okay, card 37, Oracle's Gift. When we ask for a sign from the universe, we are essentially asking for divine guidance that we believe needs to come from a source outside of us. This is because we don't always trust our intuition, our ability to read between the lines and see beyond time and space. And so we ask for signs and look for a mystical reassurance that our mundane lives don't seem to offer. However, an oracle simply provides an answer that is already inside of us. Oracles show up in a myriad of ways. Sometimes you see a billboard or hear a song or pull an oracle card and you get the exact message you need to support your choices or show you the way forward. Regardless of how the sign appears, an oracle is a reminder that you are part of this vast universe. You are witnessed by the great mystery and loved and cared for. It's a reminder that life is magical. You are magical. Today, trust in your own capacity to know what is right, to tune into source, and to be able to read the signs reflecting what is true and real within you. Let this oracle give you the gift of knowing that you are indeed on the right track. Repeat the mantra, "The light within me creates miracles in my life." The magic is inside of you, outside of you, all around, and within you. So that mantra, the light within me creates miracles in my life. In yoga, we say namaste, which is the light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. And when you are in that place and I am in that place, we are one. And this is saying the light within me creates miracles in my life. So now you're doing something with the light. We're not just seeing and recognizing it. We're not just in one place. We're now using it to create miracles. And you can go, this is a whole nother technique, but going into the astral and doing things so that you can manipulate this world. I'm not there yet. I'm still, I mean, I've kind of tampered with it, I guess you'd say, but I'm by no means an expert. But that is the goal, is to get to the point where you're able to manipulate things in your life, aka manifestation. So anyways, I'll leave you guys with that note. And if you want to learn from me directly and or you want a reading, you can just go to my website to order with me. Otherwise, I'll see you on another reading, and have a great rest of your day. Bye. Hey Pile 3, how you doing? I am going to be selecting the rest of your cards now. You got First Breath, the Beginner's Mind. So, along with that, you have Caterpillar. And I said it like that on purpose. Opportunity. I said that like that because that's how it's written. Caterpillar. It's not a caterpillar, it's a cat. A pillar. It's funny. So there's that. And then your last one from this deck is Benefactor. Grace and Generosity. Okay. 3 more cards from the Oracle of the 7 Energies. Seeing Beyond. Card 36. And I realize I forgot to tell you the numbers of the other cards. They were 21, 4, and 3. Card 19, Waking the Lion. Seeing Beyond and Waking the Lion. Okay, it's just one. Felt like there were 2 stuck together, but they're not. In Perfect Harmony, card 11. In Perfect Harmony. And then 3 tarot cards. Ooh, your tarot cards want to be picky. Wheel of Fortune. King of Swords. 2 of Swords. Okay. Every time I see the 2 of Swords, my mind is drawn to the blindfold. But in this particular deck, look at the top of the wheel. What do you see? It looks like the same woman who's blindfolded. This time she has just 1 sword. And so I'm not going to skip to that, but I just kind of want to put that out there, that I'm seeing the same woman with 1 sword blindfolded at the top of that wheel. The wheel was upright, so whenever I get the wheel upright, to me, it is a positive message. Like, good things coming is usually one of the messages. And you got Benefactor, so I wonder if you have something coming in, like an inheritance or some kind of unexpected inflow of money, or you're going to be reaping the rewards of something that you've been working on. You're going to, and with Caterpillar, the Opportunity card, Beginner's Mind, I think you're going to have a new project that's going to come to your awareness, whether it be from external and somebody's going to like say it to you. They're going to be like, hey you, I'd like you to do this, and they might commission you or something, or hire you. Or it would be something that you think of, and it's your own doing, it's your own project that you're going to come up with. So it would be interesting. I don't know, I'm getting like a very artistic kind of message with this. Music could be one of them with the Imperfect Harmony card, but more of like art, actual art, is what I'm getting here. So I think that if this applies to you, I'd really like to know, by the way, because it's pretty specific. But if so, something about blindfolding would be interesting. Okay, so what else do we have here? I want to know what this Caterpillar card is, because it just keeps confusing me, because it's a cat and it's a caterpillar, and I want to know what her take on it is, or what the inspiration for that was. So going to the beginning of the book, card 4. Wrong one. Wrong deck. I need the other book. Okay. The energy of Caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Oh, that is the opportunity card. Okay. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. It is time to break away from habitual responses, to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or frown, or a look of awe from those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or ask for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. So let me give you an example of what this reminds me of. I was watching this TV show where he says to her, when I say the word daffodil, I want you to go up to this guy and I want you to smack him. And she's like, what? And that's all the instruction that he gives her. He doesn't say how to do it or anything. So she's sitting there and he says, daffodil. And she sits there and she dramatically puts down this thing and she dramatically gets up and walks over to him, like slowly building up this drama, because so far she hasn't said a word to the guy. And then she just looks at him, takes this pause, and then backhand smack. And then slowly backs away, picks up her things, and, moseys on out of the room. And it wasn't, he didn't say do it dramatically or do it like this. It was just that he said so she could have just got up and went over to him and went, psh, and then left. It could have been that simple. But she played it up. She did this whole drama to it. So it's not just about making the move. It's about the whole everything encircling the move that you make. Everything in perfect harmony. It's funny you got this cat card, and you got waking the lion. And so it's not just waking a cat making a move. You're waking a lion who is like, why did you wake me up? You better have a good reason for this, or you're going to see the bad side of me. So if you're going to make a move, make it a real good move. Don't just make any old sort of move. And remember that the timing part is what's key. So if you don't know when the right time is, here's my trick. It's not the right time. That's what people always say when they get a reading and they're like, I want to do this thing, but I don't know when. And I'm like, okay, that's easy. If you're as intuitive as you probably are, because we all are, that means it's not the right time yet. And they're like, but when will be the right time? And I'm like, I can look into that for you, and I will. But before I do, I just want you to know that the right time is when you wake up one day and you go, now is the right time. And so I'll give you an estimate based on what I see is the right time. But don't do anything until you have the green light from within, until you wake up and you go, Now's the time. Today's the day. This is it. The moment is now. When you have that inner feeling, that inner knowing, that is when you do it. Until then, you wait, you wait, you wait. So I know it can be really annoying with intuition, how it works like that, because it's true. Your intuition doesn't tell you when is the right time. It just tells you that it will be the right time, but not yet. So it's really strange. And here's why, though. I can look into it for you and I can give you a generalization like days, weeks, months, years, depending on what it is. But like this one lady wants to open her own business. I looked into it, came up with 7 years. I said, if you don't like 7 years, if that's too far for you, she's like, yeah, that's too far for me. I don't want to wait 7 years. I said, okay, well, now I told you what it is, that it's 7 years. Now you go change that. You can change it. It doesn't have to be 7 years. It's just that that's how it looks at this moment as everything is lined up at this very time. But you go and change some things, like you speed this up, you speed that up. We look into it again, who knows? It might be 5 years, and then it might be 3 years. You know, it just depends based on all the things that are influencing the situation. And so that's the beauty of timing, is the farther away it is, the more you have to play with it. If it's only days away, then you're gonna be feeling pretty agitated, anxious, restless, because you're within that time period of days, but it's not right now. So there's gonna be like this unsettling kind of feeling of, I know this is gonna happen, I just don't know when or how. What do I do in the meantime? And that's the problem with the blindfold of intuition. It's like you can still hear, you can still sense things, but you don't have that sight. You don't have that clear sight that you're used to having. So you have to rely on your intuitive gifts, your intuitive sight, to bridge the gap for you during that time. But this group, despite the beginner's mind card, you're a very powerful group. You know, you got seeing beyond with the third eye, even though you got these 2 blindfolded cards. Isn't that interesting? Like what I just said actually is showing in the cards. So I'm not just making it up from nowhere. In fact, your beginner's mind card looks blindfolded. No, she's just got some kind of like decorative thing around her eyes. But at first I thought it was a blindfold because it looks the same. I just think, you know, symbolically, just take it with the fact that you've got 3 cards that have the blindfolded type of energy, and you have 2 cards that have the seeing through the third eye, maybe even 3. 3 cards that have the seeing through the third eye kind of energy. The 2 cat ones have that too, where it's like the third eye area has something. So my thing for you guys is working on that third eye vision and meditation, and working on the beginner mind of what your next thing is that you're going to have, your next project, your next role as the King of Swords. What's the next role you're going to have with this first breath beginner's mind? Because you're a seasoned person coming at it from experience. You're not a new person, but you're coming at it as a seasoned person with the beginner's mind. So keep that in mind so that you can benefit from the situation the most. I think that's it for you guys. I read you the caterpillar card, but I have been reading one of the cards from the other deck, the 7 Energies deck, for the other 2 groups, so I'm going to do that for you guys here too. So we got Seeing Beyond, In Perfect Harmony, and Waking the Lion. Which one should I read? 19, 11, or 36? I'm going to go with Seeing Beyond, card 36. So Seeing Beyond. This is there's, it says Oracle of the Seven Energies, and I haven't really said in the other ones what energy they are, but this one is the sixth energy, which is light, which is intuition, vision, imagination, precedence, knowing, perception, and mental states. Is that not precedence, it's prescience, prescience is how it's literally written, or how it's spelled. Okay. Do you consider things only within the framework of what you already know? Or can you allow yourself to see beyond into the vastness of potential? We are all gifted with the magic ability of imagination. And when we open to it, we become a conduit for a divine vision greater than our own. There are two ways to view the world and co-create with it. One is from a face value perspective. What you see is what you get. The second is allowing your imagination to see beyond what something is right now and move into a place that doesn't yet exist in the material world. In this cosmic playground of possibilities, you see into a future where anything you imagine has the potential to become real. If you use your imagination faithfully and consciously, avoiding the traps of fearful projection and drama, you can connect to any reality you truly want to experience. When you open yourself even further, you're often gifted with a divine vision. I love the divine visions, by the way. As a practice, you can reimagine the vision over and over to strengthen it. See, I didn't know that one. That's a good technique that I didn't think of. So reimagining the vision, the divine vision that you get over and over again to strengthen it. As you channel these visions through you, you become a superconductor for this world. Today, know that your vision, what you imagined forming in the invisible, will be delivered into the material world. Don't worry about the timing of things. That is in the hands of the universe. Your job is to continue to imagine. Take a few steps forward, then imagine some more. The universe's job is to make it real. So that's the whole thing I said about the timing part. Don't worry about that. It's your job just to do the thing and bring it forward, then do the thing, bring it forward. Keep going over and over again in that manner. That beginner's mind, but with the expert level that you are. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to call it a day. If you want a personalized reading with me, you can go to my website and order that at any time. Or if you want any tips or tricks, techniques of the trade with any of this stuff, I did a whole spiel on astral projection in one of the other piles, so same applies to you guys with this whole meditation to get visions is a fun part of meditating. And then, like it said, take your vision and then reimagine it to strengthen it. So that's a cool new trick that I'm going to try out. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave you guys there. I hope you have a wonderful day. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a like. You can return to it another time and pick another pile, or just re-listen to this one to see how it has changed over the time since the first time you listened to it. Anyways, I'll leave you guys there and have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Bye.